How's the outfit? How's the outfit? Shirt or dress? What is good, team? Welcome back to the Prep Series vlog. It's been a few days, well actually no, we just uploaded a couple of videos, so they're from last week, but we had a couple of busy days. As I mentioned, if you're a regular on the vlog, we were moving, we have moved. So we are now on the central coast of New South Wales from our previous home in Queensland. So we're training in a new gym today, so we thought we would show you guys around the gym. We're hitting legs today, so we're gonna try out some new pieces of equipment and have a bit of a muck around. So this is gonna be a fun few weeks for us. We got a couple of weeks here training at this gym on the coast. We head to Sydney for a little bit, and then we head to Melbourne, and then we head to the UK. So lots of fun stuff coming up. But today, kicking off legs, we're changing the session structure a little bit just because like we had a big day of moving and driving and, you know, the last couple of days actually. So body's feeling a bit beat up, feeling a bit fatigued. So we're gonna start off with some calves first, move into leg extensions, then go into our squat patterns and our heavy sort of meat and potato stuff towards the back end of the session, just because, like I keep banging on about, fatigue is really, really high. So we're gonna do things to mitigate or manage fatigue as best as possible. But no, nothing overly fancy here. Straight leg calf raises, 2 sets, 10 to 15 reps, and aiming to get a big nasty pump. We'll get into it. Jesus. Sheesh. All right, so moving on to our first actual quad exercise for this quad bias leg session. Leg extension. Now, if you are someone who does want to grow your quads, there's certainly some advantages to doing leg extensions first, mainly because it is an exercise that trains the quads through its entirety. So you basically train all heads of the quads pretty damn effectively on the leg extension, and then as a subsequent exercise after here, you could move on to like a squat variation or a leg press variation that does target different areas of the quad. But if you wanted to get a full complete quad session, you could literally do a few sets of leg extensions, you could do a few sets of a leg press or squat variation, and that would be more than enough. You could do that a couple times a week, and your legs would certainly grow from that amount of stimulus. That hurts. All right, so leg extensions done, 2 sets. Now there's no leg press at this gym, so we're improvising, but I guess a good point to bring up, especially if you're training in a different gym environment, maybe there's like pieces of equipment they don't have, or it's different to your normal setup. It doesn't really matter. So long as you choose exercises that are appropriate for the movements you're trying to train or the muscles you're trying to train, takes it to a full range of motion, you get a good stimulus. I think that's the thing that matters most. So long as you are training within a close proximity to failure, you're pretty much good to go. So typically what I would have here is 2 working sets of leg press, 1 working set on the pendulum squat. So instead, we're gonna do a Smith machine squat, 3 working sets, but we're just gonna do 1 heavy top set and 2 lighter back down sets. Again, so we're only doing 3 hard working sets. For the whole workout, it's only 5 sets of quads, and we've got 2 exercises that we're utilizing. So it's probably a good point to bring up in terms of exercise variation throughout your sessions throughout the week. You don't need that many variations to train your quads effectively. Arguably, a leg extension and a squat pattern of some description are more than enough. So to add variation to your programming, you could simply just do a top set and a back off where you have different rep ranges, different intensity ranges. So you're still getting different stimulus from the same exercise without having to burn too many exercise variations that you could utilize later in subsequent programs down the line. more reps. Alright, squats are done. That was freaking hard. But if you haven't done Smith squats, I suggest you go try them. That was really fucking good. Although very taxing. But we're finishing on seated leg curls. 2 sets here, 10 to 15 reps. Nothing overly fancy. Just 2 exposures to hamstrings because we've got hamstrings later in the week with some RDLs and some more seated leg curls. That's it. That's all I've got the energy to say. Even though I've got carbs in day 2 and high carb day. Brain still melted, body feels mangled. So we get it done either way, but we'll get stuck in. Oh my God. That hurts deep in the loins. Oh, I think that's legs done. Legs done. How many exercises do we do? 2? 2 exercises? 3 exercises? Leg extensions. Squat. Leg curl. That's it. Fuck, that was a good session. What do we do? And calves. 4 exercises, 5 working sets of quads, 2 working sets of hamstrings, 2 sets of calves, and we got about 4 sets of abs to finish. So pretty low volume session on paper, but I think devil's in the detail in terms of the quality and the stimulus that you drive to the muscles you're trying to train. If that's one piece of advice I can pass on to any of you guys that watch the channel. It's not about how much you do, but it's simply about how well you do it. So, how you do one thing is how you do everything, so make sure it's high quality. We've got some abs to finish, we'll get stuck into that, some crunches and some leg raises. We'll go and find somewhere in this massive gym to figure out where we're gonna do that, but we'll see you guys down there for abs.